and welcome to Talking Honey, where we look at life's sticky situations and give them a stir. I'm your host, Shelly Horton, and with me are 2GB breakfast host Ben Fordham.
Loving it.
9 Honey columnist Maria Thattil.
Hi, Shelley.
And relationship expert John Aiken.
Can't wait.
Welcome. Okay, today it's a weird one we're going to talk about, age gaps in movies. So I think movies normalise much older men being with very young women, and it's been going on for years. Let's go all the way back to Singing in the Rain. Debbie Reynolds was 19 and Gene Kelly was 40. In Entrapment, Sean Connery was 68, double the age of Catherine Zeta-Jones, who was 29. And in my favourite Stan TV show, we love Stan, Yellowstone, Kevin Costner's 68, but his love interest is 45. John, do you think that older men and younger women is a common thing in society, and why is it portrayed on TV and movies?
Well, I think it's something that you certainly see from time to time. Well, I mean, there's a number of reasons why it can work in a relationship because, you know, the older person, whether it's a man or a woman, frankly, they bring experience, they have a world view, often they're financially stable, they're at a stage of life where, you know, they're wanting to, you know, explore different things. And yet the younger person that they're with, they're spontaneous and they're taking this older person with them into different, you know, age groups in terms of friendships and different experiences. So there can be a fit, if you like, between the old and the young, and it can be work.
Creepy.
It can. Well,
It can be creepy.
well, I mean, Kevin Costner's not that creepy.
No.
Maria, you
Still fits
date
a pair of
men
jeans.
and women.
Yeah.
With you, John.
Is there an age limit where you go, no, wouldn't go above that?
No, you know, it's interesting. So the biggest age gap for me, not relationship-wise, but a physical situation, 11 years. And it was fine because I felt like the maturity levels were on par, lifestyles were on par. So I think for me, I do hear you. I think sometimes there can be differences in experience, maybe a power imbalance, maybe difference in your domestic life. But if you're aligned in values, if you're aligned in lifestyle and you're attracted to each other, I'm open to it. I mean, I don't want like all these spicy
have some
centenarians
old guys sliding into the
sliding in my
DMs.
DMs. Please do not do that.
Spicy centenarian.
Yeah.
Spicy
Hang on.
centenarians. Hashtag
Maria,
that.
you're 29.
29. 29.
Okay, so anyone up to 40 and anyone down to 18 is within the 11-year bracket?
Look, I think when you're starting to talk about the younger, when you're looking at the younger person in the dynamic, where it's like teens and things like that, well, that is going to be creepy because you're just very unlikely to have the maturity level to have developed
What
enough.
she's saying is men are immature.
Just
Is that
grow
right,
up.
Ben?
Yes, we
I'm
are.
looking at you.
Honestly,
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that at
But
all.
I think it depends. No, it depends. What I'm saying is it depends on where you are in life.
Yeah.
Because the age gap, it's not like I'm comfortable with this age gap at any stage. You've got to have developed and have a little bit of maturity and experience behind you. 18, very unlikely. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know whether you were verbaling Maria there, but I'm happy to pick up on the comment that you've attributed to Maria and say you're right. Men are more immature.
Yeah. But
they are. They
Women are
develop.
more mature. Women are more intelligent at a younger age. So it stands to reason that there is going to be a large proportion of the population who are going to find themselves as older men linking up with younger women and younger women linking up with older men.
That's what I
So
prefer as
you're
well.
6 years older than Jodie,
I believe so.
and I'm 8 years younger than Darren. As you said, under 10, that's okay.
But see,
once it gets like bigger than that.
No, it's not.
not necessarily. No, I've seen couples who have got, 20 years between them, but they're aligned in values and lifestyle. Their maturity levels are on par. I think you cannot blanket everything, in my opinion. I think that's when we get to dangerous waters, when we start to say, oh, the dynamic's going to be creepy or it's going to be this. You've got to be open.
What about a power imbalance because of age and income and state of life?
Yes. So when you do hook up in a relationship where someone's older, you have to sit down and talk about your expectations around paying for things or finances, also socialising, because sometimes the friends that you're around are very different to one another. But your relationship expectations particularly, you have to get that out on the table and say, look, I'm looking let's say I'm the younger person and I'm looking to have a family or do this, and the other person's older and saying my career's kind of pretty much coming to an end and I don't want to do this, you have to have those hard conversations so that you are a match on those deeper values and expectations. If you are, then you can go for it.
Yeah.
And also be aware that the public are going to be scrutinising you,
Yes,
you know, and they may think you're the creepy guy with the younger woman. and you got to be able to, as a team, to be able to cope with that.
To that point, women who go out with much younger men are judged far
much more
than men who go out with younger women.
Yep.
If you go right back to The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman,
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
you look at that, it caused such a stir. And the age difference between them was actually only 6 years.
Yeah.
So I think that there is a bias towards women dating younger men.
Hang on a moment. You've just sat here 5 minutes ago describing older blokes who date younger women with a big age gap as creepy. I think older men are seen as creepy if they've got a much younger girlfriend or bride. I think in the case of, and maybe it's again just the positions where we view this from, I think of the French president, Emmanuel Macron, who's got a much older wife. They're madly in love. They've been together their whole life. And you know what, Shelley? I think it comes down to not judging people based on their sexual preferences.
I have to, I cannot, I'm actually agreeing with Ben on that. Because, hear me out. Because you know what it is? What we just did there, it was creepy older man, and then with older women, because women...
Empowered
but society will say that women have an expiration date, so it's like, what's he doing with someone like her who's passed a... That's the idea, right? So it's about not blanketing these stereotypes and generalisations to people, because I think it differs on a case-by-case basis.
Are you both calling me
Isn't that what we're doing? Hey,
face?
listen, we're connecting on that.
I can't...
Isn't that what it's all about? That we're not supposed to be...
That's it.
In 2022, 2023 and beyond, judging people...
Not blanketing stereotypes.
And stereotyping people based on their sexual preferences.
I think that's it. I think it's not...
Oh, Ben, I mean, you are, I've said it many times, you're the voice of reason. Once again, you deliver.
Can I just throw in there? In my much earlier days, I dated a much older radio producer. In fact, he was the same age as my father. I was 21.
Wow.
And we were together for 9 months. And guess when we broke up? When he met my father.
Oh, that could be a bit
That went, But anyway, enough about me. My sordid past. My question is, John, if we are seeing all of this in the movies, if we are going to be more open, is there a danger that we are normalising predatory behaviour?
No, I don't necessarily think we are. I think you know, you see in the movies or on TV people going out with one another from different age groups, some quite substantial. I think it just breaks stereotypes and it can get people talking. I mean, I have to say one of the things I love about Married at First Sight is that people love it or they hate it, but they talk about it, and relationships are very much you know, being debated and the dynamics are being unpacked, and I love that. And I think this is an example here where age gaps can in fact be discussed.
On the question of predatory behaviour, there's a very clear line based on your age.
Legally.
And when you hit a certain age, you are free to drive a motor vehicle and consume alcohol and make your own decisions. And that might be that you're going to be with someone who's twice your age or 3 times your age, and sometimes that can be a learning experience as well. You know, I know that I've, in my teenage years, was with someone a lot older than I was, and it's a learning experience, it's a growing experience. You get something out of that, and I think that's what it comes down to. Predatory at a certain age, above that, you've got to allow people to be responsible for their own actions.
Anonymous adults.
I think what I've learnt from this is I am Judgy McJudgeface. So I need to be a little bit more open. You can see more segments like this at 9honey.com.au, or if you have a question for the panel, please email us 9honey@9.com.au.